All right. Well, welcome to tonight's session of Breovian Adventures with the Unwilling Guards. Yay! Last session, you guys assisted in breaking up, assisted in a couple of things around the city as you were keeping an eye on the horde that was camped outside the city, several miles to the east. You broke up a black market supplier that was taking advantage of the pending siege and those trying to hoard supplies. Returned the goods to Rollo, who saw to it to make sure they got taken back to the docks where they had been stolen from to try to figure out which ships and merchants the supplies belonged to. You also assisted Rollo in making a trek up to the Rolling Hills Nursery, several miles to the north of the city, where he picks up most of his ingredients for a lot of his potions and his alchemy work. He was all out of health potions and the ability to brew more health potions, so but he couldn't find his usual driver, wouldn't go pick him up due to the horde camped out on the doorstep, and he couldn't find anybody else. You guys volunteered, and with a little bit of negotiating, were well paid, and each received a greater potion of healing, which was picked up a few days ago by Achilles and Kellic. And throughout the week, for following on our Discord channel, you guys were kept up to date on the different things going on around the horde. They were just pretty much static for most of the week, just partying and fighting amongst themselves. A messenger was intercepted by some of the city's scouts. And you were getting reports from the lawmaster and the mayor that the battles across the kingdom with the other hordes were going well in their favor, and the messenger the scouts captured for the orcs kind of led to the same conclusion, and they were wondering what was taking so long with taking over Greenwind.
What about the guy we captured on our raid on the farms to the northwest?
We captured one?
I guess we didn't capture him. We just killed the shit out of them. Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
That doesn't like you.
No, you're right. You're right. We killed the shit out of them. My apology.
A storm had kind of descended across the city. It had kind of stayed. It's been kind of sticking around for a couple of days. It's currently storming outside. Also, throughout the week, it was kind of becoming evident that supplies, weapons, and equipment were being stolen from different storehouses. It started off as possible just rushing on building the ballistas and the catapults in the defense of the city. Turns out that maybe somebody had been trying to sabotage them, and the mayor and the lawmaster have asked maybe you guys could look into that. And Kellic was taking that to the group, and you guys are at the tavern, so that's where
I will say that, are we assuming it's been 7 days and people have accomplished their off-day goals?
Yes, 7 days have passed.
Well, at this point, then, I will just assume that Bjark has spent his 7 days caring for the dead, and he's come for a respite at the tavern and grouped up with the rest of you.
All right.
Yeah, so being that this might be the first time that we've had everybody back at the tavern roughly at the same time, Kellic kind of divulges all the information that he's collected at the library about the battles that have occurred with Zarek, some of the information on the Lightbringers, and also the conversations that have occurred with the mayor, Regina, and about the, which I'm sure that a lot of everybody has heard about the rumors, but about specifically the fact that they had possibly offered us some employment to try and go and find out what exactly is going on and disassemble this if possible.
Awkward silence. Love it.
I'm glad this is well met with your concern. I know that Raid is desperately concerned about the citizens of this town.
I'm currently hiccuping at the moment. I'm trying not to say anything.
I believe we were on a more important question there.
Raid also provided his guy, who did have a little bit of information to pass. Kellick's concerns about the region were accurate. He did something right for once.
Kellick just nods and keeps his mouth shut.
Have we had any updates about the boat?
Not yet. If you had gone to inquire, Captain Stone would have let you know that the repairs are going along a lot faster than they normally would, but they're still several days from being ready to go.
Okay. So there's a work opportunity on the table for us, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And about this point, you'd actually see Lawmaster Emma walk into the tavern, and she's in her full armor, the green leather with the fish on it, and kind of walks up to you and kind of nods to you, Kellick, and asks have you had the opportunity to discuss what we talked about in the mayor's office?
Lawmaster, it's funny that you stopped by. We were actually just broaching that topic, and I was waiting with bated breath on the response of the group. Master Hyman here brought up the fact that we do have a rather important mission that is taking a lot of priority. But personally, I feel that this is something that if we don't try and address it, then what's the point of trying to carry on with some of the larger aspects of our aforementioned mission?
Yes, Captain Stone had mentioned to us that he's rushing along the repairs to take you all to an island somewhere west of here. I just wanted to give you guys an update. We have confirmed that these have been attempts at sabotage, but we have been still unable to find out where the supplies are going or who's the one who's taking them. While we're still looking at what we can provide financially as compensation, the mayor has assured me that at the very least, if we are able to hold off this siege, it'll be a no small effort to disrupt your guys' ability to disrupt the attempt from sabotaging within. With our defenses set, I am confident we can hold back the horde indefinitely, almost. Our only drawback is if something happens here within the city to compromise that. So if we can nip this in the bud, maybe we can hold until needed.
I'm not much of a sailor, but maybe Greg would agree. Perhaps we'd be best trying that out from the sea. To be a poet, didn't you know it?
Greg isn't going to have no interest in anything you just said.
She's a storm cleric, for God's sake.
Yeah, I watched last stream.
If we hold off the siege and you guys help us with this, the lawmaster has assured me that at the very least you will have free stay here at the Green Cow whenever you visit.
Which might not exist. Good.
Wait,
Good. I'm
Tommy,
glad
what?
you're willing to offer us potential non-existent things for extreme risk. Good.
I was gonna say, doesn't the rest of the group have free stay already? I'm the only one
Not
paying for
definitely.
my room.
Yeah, that's correct. Not to mention that he's offering us a free stay at a place that might not exist. So it seems like a high-risk, low-reward scenario. And that's me, a cleric of a god who kills us when she doesn't want us here anymore. So,
Well, I
I'm just saying.
appreciate your concern, Master Cleric. If the city falls and the rest of the cities around the kingdom fall, there's not going to be much of anything for us to worry about.
And the 6 of us can stop this because we're that awesome. We've been proven through our time here to be the greatest ever. In fact, you should all retreat to your homesteads. The 6 of us will handle the walls ourselves.
Greg
Sure.
points out 7.
Apologies. The 7 of us. You don't even need to man the walls. Well, we're here.
I think we'll still continue to do that. If you could just help us
Good.
find
Then we should get on the boat then.
traitors.
Are the 7 of us that important? I'm sorry, Raid. And he looks directly at Raid. Are we that good, my lord, that we should be paid in such a measly sum to reward these fine people for our extravagant services, my lord?
Raid looks at Bajark and says, I know you're playing me, but you're right.
Indeed I am. Perhaps instead we should just get on thine boat and travel to distant lands where we won't be forced to fight giant hordes without being paid appropriately.
Out of character, this is my most favorite thing that we've had done so far.
Well, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like it doesn't make sense.
Well, she won't. She's not asking you to go out and fight the horde.
Yeah.
They've got the defense of the city
So we're
well on the
investing.
way. They're just
Let me
prevent
make sure I'm clear.
within.
We're being asked to investigate who's sabotaging from the inside. Is that the gist of it?
Trying to find out who and where they're at, and
Okay.
hopefully be able to deal with it before it becomes a severe problem.
Because
Okay.
our 7 are better at this than their 700.
Military? Yeah.
Well, we're still waiting on the
No,
boat.
but I know, I get it, but that's the point I'm trying to address with our employer, is that, and I am not eloquent by any means, but in character I'm trying to say, our 7 are better than your 700. Get bent. Fuck you. That's what I'm trying to say. Someone could probably say it way better than me and make it work in our advantage, but that is not me.
I'm glad it's not Raid.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Barda, who could maybe say it better, is what I'm trying to say right now.
It's kind of hard to respond after that lecture.
Yeah, Raid is steady next to Bajark.
That was out of character, of course, I'm just saying. Some of it might have been in character, but it was worded just as poorly as that.
As she has pointed out in previous conversations with your other companions, normally we would have other forces than just the town guard. The town guard is tapped out with manning the defenses and patrolling the streets. I do not have additional resources that I would normally have since we are cut off from the rest of the kingdom, who are similarly engaged to carry on this myself. I would much rather rely on my own people, but the mayor has asked that I ask you.
Because we're clearly better than her people, so that makes sense. For a profit. I'm a fucking grave cleric, and I see the obvious inconsistencies here. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, I think it's something that we should probably do just just because it's the right thing to do. I mean, this place could fall, be burned to the ground if we don't try and inhibit this in some way. Obviously, someone has some malicious intent. And then last time we went out in the streets, we were willing to cut people's hands off because they were taking foodstuffs off of a barge.
You know what, Kellic? If they die at this point, it's their time.
Ah, damn you, hell.
Who am I to stop Hell from taking her dutiful bounty?
I'm willing to help. I mean, we're waiting on our boat. And, I think I feel it's the right thing to do as well.
For once in Bjark's entire life, he's going to look directly at Ray. And it almost pains him to say it, but he's going to say, Raiden, my lord, what do you think?
You don't know that. You know
I'm sorry.
Raid, and you know...
He's going to say, Raid, my lord, what do you think?
Just out of character, would we have not suspected this at the point with all of the finery?
Whether I know that he's a nobleman or not, I am still going to address him as my lord, mostly because I'm making fun of him. So, whether he's a nobleman or not does not address how I address him.
Look, I'm rich. I'm noble to you.
Yeah,
Anyway.
basically, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, just Raid, my lord. What do you think?
I'm not gaining anything out of this one. You're probably looking at the wrong person, honestly.
Yeah, well, for once in my life, I'm gonna have to side with Lord Raid.
Oh.
As much as that pains, as much as that hurts, Bjark to say.
Right and correct, Lord Rokushin. Calm down.
My apologies, Lord Ryokushin. My most sincere apology.
Anyways. Raid is honestly very much on Majark's side in this, but he doesn't speak for the group, so hey, everybody else. Fucking hiccups.
Hiccups are getting you.
I'm sorry.
Emma's starting to look a little bit more exasperated and impatient as she asks, so what should I inform the mayor?
Perhaps you should inform him that there's a cargo ship ready to leave right now. Question mark.
If you would like to try to find a ship that's willing to take you guys on what most would probably be find as a fool's errand, be my guest.
Well, we've already found one. How hard could it be to find a second? With my lord Ryukin? Was that your name, Ryukin?
Hadouken!
Ryukin! With my Rokushin here, I'm sure we could find someone else to aid us in our journey, as is our duty as humble peasants to those who are in their lordship's presence.
I mean, if you want to toss some of that party fund money towards me, I'm pretty sure I can.
If it will aid us in finding transportation, I'd be more than willing to cough all of the party fund in your direction, Lord Rokushin.
All of it? Okay, at least 100 gold.
A minimum of 100 gold, my lord.
Whoa.
Well, this isn't worth it. Come on now.
Is it or isn't it? Should we fight an undead army and thousands of orcs, or should we go find this, quote, sword that may or may not exist? And I shouldn't say sword. This weapon that maybe exists on this island that also maybe exists to the west of us. And yes, I meant for all of those quotation marks.
Also want to highlight that we have more than 300 gold in party funds.
I know, that's why I was good with throwing that out there.
No.
Now, the other party members might not have been good with that, but I was good with that.
I see a mystery that needs to be solved here.
Yeah, feel free to argue with me as party members. That's why we're here.
Oh
My
yeah,
character.
it's coming.
So here's the thing. I feel like we've got like the premier ship on the high seas that's preparing to take us. This guy's like he's like a badass, and then you're gonna like go pick some cargo ship in the middle of like what is a lot of civil unrest that may or may not be able to get us where we're supposed to be. I'm like, we've already waited half the time. I'm down with like waiting a few more days to have like like a military type transport where we've got people that know what they're doing.
All right, Corwin. So hear me out, my fellow strange tiger man. Hear me out.
Everybody's asked today.
Hear me out, Tiger Man. Okay. We leave now on a cargo ship. Who knows what happens, right? I can't predict the will of the crazy storm god, nor can Greg, as she has taken her time praying. But say we wait a week. Who's to say that in that week, the orcs close and destroy this entire town, and instead of fleeing as we should, we're on a ship fighting them and we get destroyed. Or we leave now on a ship we know will get us there in a reasonable time, and there we go.
And why do we care? Hell would have had her way.
Absolutely. What I'm saying is, do you really think that the 7 of us matter? So much so that our presence here will determine whether this town wins or loses against such a demonic horde. If our presence mattered that much, I am certain that Hell herself would have told me. No, you must say.
She said that they can hold the walls. She's not concerned about that. I mean, that's what she...
why are we here?
Because there's some stuff going on interior that they're worried about, like some people undermining, and that's what they're asking us to help with. And
you mean the thing I said was happening? Yes, I remember this.
Honestly, these guys work for the people who, kidnapped me at a point. I kind of do want to stick it to them.
It disgusts me to stay. I'm on Lord... What's your name again?
Roko shit.
I'm on Lord Ryokoshin's side.
He's saying it.
I would even gladly stand behind him at this point as a bannerman.
Bold statement.
Everything he has said has made sense to me in the last hours.
Go back further.
15, 20 minutes. What are you talking about?
Shh. I'm just saying, if we are to stand in defense of this slovenly town, who apparently can't defend itself without the 7 of us, we should be amply rewarded, and whether Hell takes me or she doesn't is her choice, not mine. I will do what I think is right, and she will choose whether it's my time or not. I cannot control that.
Is our employer still standing by? As we're having all this
the
debate?
Lawmaster, yes, she's standing there very impatiently.
I will literally
We order her an ale.
I will say all of this right to her face and not feel bad about it.
Rado kind of looked to the Lawmaster as well. It's like, I mean, if you need our services, we're more than happy to give you the results that you need. We haven't, let you guys down so far. However, I feel like, free stay at the inn is a little bit mild.
A free stay? Come on now. Come on. Even Bjork thinks that's ridiculous.
Again, that's just what we have at the moment. There's a lot going on for the Lawmaster to try to figure out how much coin she can spare. But given her history and her generosity,
I mean, you could at least lie to us and be like, "Hey, this is what's coming to you down the line."
No, it makes sense, my lord, because, of course, coin is fluctuant, dependent upon survival, so we're worth at least 1 silver, of course. That is Bjark clearly making fun of her, to her face. He is really bad at rolls that involve charisma, so he should not do any of that.
I'm gonna say... Figure it out.
But you know what? He's gonna make a persuasion check. Let's make a persuasion check where he's just like, "That's fine. You're gonna give us 1 free night at this hotel, or we're supposed to save your entire fucking town from."
That's not what she said. She
Oh.
said, anytime you visit the city.
Oh, yeah, but to Bjark, that's one
Oh.
time. That's not a good reward. It's like American Airlines saying, anytime you visit Arizona, we'll give you a hotel room in Phoenix. Like, okay, fuck you. I'll be there once in 20 years. That's not fucking viable. That's not a good reward. Bjark does not accept that.
And
We
that's
can
all
do-
she got for you at the moment because, like she said, there's other things going on that she's not going the time to go to her accountant to see what
Bjark.
she can pay you.
Bjark, you're gonna fail that roll, so
I
it
like
doesn't matter
mentality of-
anyway.
Oh, they're good guys. They're gonna go ahead and just be okay with this.
I say we
Bjark,
vote it. I say we vote it, and then we can just split the party. You guys could go look for a cargo ship, and we'll go. Those of us that want to help will help.
You know what? That's totally possible. Though I would like to, out of character, discuss what we should do in character. No, honestly, I would like to get our out of character perspectives on what we should do here. Because in character, I know where my character wants to go, but I would like to hear your logic for other reasons. Even if it's not in character, out of character, why should we do this thing?
I've
Kelly-
given you my arguments.
We're told to find this Captain Stone guy. I feel like they're going to be useful to us, opposed to a random person who's willing to take our coin. Honestly, like it's like, oh yeah, you need transportation, then sure we can buy somebody to transport
Yeah, you
us.
know, of course, the sea
I
sprite is
feel
the
like-
best way to travel, absolutely. But why should we wait
So
a
I feel
week
like Captain
for
Stone
that?
guy is gonna.
Yeah, Kellick's kind of the mind that it's like we know that that's the best option, so that's the most likely and most consistent way to succeed at this. Hopefully, instead of jumping
No.
on a party barge heading out to
Don't
sea.
lie to me. No,
No, that's exactly the way Kellick would feel.
Kellick wants us to ground and
I mean,
protect the memory of his family.
Well, it's not in this town. Not in this town. It doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
This is more important. The library is honestly more important to Kellick here than most other things. But it's
So
also
in this
because he does want to do the right thing in the town. Is what he sees.
Okay, what about Achilles and Hyman? I'm honestly out of character curious about how they feel about this out of character decision we have to make.
Honestly,
So
go ahead.
Achilles senses Kellick wants to do this, so he's going to be predisposed to support it. He's looking at his purse. It's a little bit light. He wants to make a little coin. He's tired of working on his backpack and reading books in the library. He wants a little bit of action and adventure, so Achilles is all for supporting this.
Okay. What about Kellick?
You mean Hyman?
I feel like you mean.
I meant Hyman, I'm sorry.
Well, Hyman's taking this town's done really well for him. He's making great money during the night. At least he could do is something to help during the day.
Yeah, you
Well-
should just stay here.
Fuck,
I
as
wouldn't
much
mind.
as it hurts me to say it, and I know Corwin is on Hyman and Kellick's side, because weird, creepy bagpipe playing. As much as it hurts me to say it, I'm on fucking Lord Ryuden's side.
Why do you keep saying it like that?
That's how you
Because that's what you're supposed to do as a team.
You said Lord Ryukin, and I was like, let's fucking gently high five each other. Ryukin!
Roko Shin.
I'm not Japanese, okay? As much as
we
it
just lost
pains
sponsorship
me-
in Japan.
As much as it pains me to say, I'm on Lord Rokoshin's side, and I don't think it's a good idea. And on top of all of that, out of character, I will point out I am the only cleric who has ever actually cleric
No, Greg did.
I was gonna say
once
since
on
I
accident.
Since I control Greg.
She
Since I
once,
control Greg.
she once on accident
drow?
clericked because she
What?
had to, or everyone was gonna die. I clericked even when people weren't gonna die. That's what I'm pointing at.
Called intentional clericking.
She was like, I could cleric or I could damage. I'll damage. And then she was like, I could cleric or the entire party dies. I guess I'll cleric with my giant orange wig.
So I just want to point out the split in the party right now. The Drow, Raiden, and Bajark are all on one side.
The two clerics and the shadiest fucking noblemen are on one side. How does this happen? But you are correct. And Bjark was just going to look at Lord Ryoken.
I did.
He says he's here. He's just going to look at Raid and say, you know what, Raid? As much as I hate to fucking say it, if you're for it, I'm for it as long as I make some money while I make my way to hell as it should be, right?
Look, I'm not about you culty types. Whatever the hell just moves us forward, honestly.
I'm not about you, culty types, whatever. I said I'm with you. So be whatever you need to be. Culty type.
Look, if I wanted someone to agree with me, I'd hire them, alright?
Yeah, well, maybe you could hire me, but you couldn't afford me.
The Lawmaster will chime in. Well, if coin is the only thing that concerns you, I guarantee it'll be worth your while. I just don't have an exact amount, and I'm just being honest.
See, just give me a high number, and I'd be more on your side.
I need to know so much more. Now that not an exact amount has been said.
She'll look at Ray.
Raid puts his hand above like Jark's mouth, like to silence him. Go on.
Bjark's not going to argue at this point. Bjark is like, I don't know.
Give me a number that you think is fair.
7 million.
I was gonna say 1,000, but I mean millions. That sounds nice.
That was good too. Just ignore me.
Kellic just leans back exasperated in his chair.
Yeah, with you.
Who says
Hey, Rob.
Bjark and Raid were going to be on the same side?
Yeah, how did this happen?
We could have had the problems. We could have had the problem solved by now. I mean, we would have been done.
But Bjark took Raid's side for the first time in the history of the campaign.
Achilles.
I mean,
I
was on my side last mission.
Hold on.
Every once in a while, everyone just dips into Raid.
It's time for the Princess Leia line. If money's all that you love, then that's what you'll get.
There you go,
Okay.
get him.
There we go.
Exactly.
Let's go. Hold on. Wait, what? Bjark is going to stay silent behind Raid, as he's learned that Raid is better at this than he is. Right.
I mean, your persuasion check was actually my lowest that I could possibly roll.
Look, my persuasion is a +5. Okay, so it's not bad.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm a +7, so it's like literally, I if I rolled a 1, I would have got that.
So like it's not bad. A +5 versus a +7. It's only 2 better, but yeah, I get you.
We'll start out with 100 gold, and we'll see how we do, and then
Per person.
we'll work from there.
100 gold per what?
All right, make a
Persuasion
check.
Sure. 25.
25.
Yeah.
Done.
Now you have to convince Bjark that it's worth it now. Because you bet for 100
Persuasion
gold.
for you? What the fuck?
You bet 100 gold per person, 100 gold per mission. What was 100 gold for?
That
100
is
gold
actually
per
fair, yes.
person. Yeah, I'm there. 100 gold per the mission. Get bent, dude. Convince me, or it's not worth it.
Oh yeah,
That's why
no,
I'm
it's 100
asking.
gold. Just in general. Fuck off. Yes.
100 gold in general.
Per person.
Nah. Yeah, Bjark's not there.
Per person.
100 gold per person.
Yes.
That's what the
That's
agreement
fine.
was. Bjark is there all day. Let's go. Let's go kill these shitty people underground.
Plus 10,000 points on your green cow in rewards card.
On the rewards program.
No, all that bullshit. We're still taking that.
You're
Yeah,
a double diamond member.
But 100 golds toward killing the potential underground threat. Bjark's there all day. Let's go. I'll even provide you with my ability to sense undead for that. That's totally worth it. Let's go. You know,
But the arc
also,
just
to
turned
be
into
clear,
this, like,
to be clear, I just learned how to equip heavy armor. So if you find that shit, I'm there all day. What's that? You found plate armor? Yeah, let me get that.
I feel like Bjark is suddenly more greedy for coin than Raid is.
Right.
I know. I'm sitting here. I'm like, when did Bjark turn into a slot machine here? It's like
No.
you could pull it. It's like
Bjark turned into a whatever's the most effective kill undead machine.
he's like the most ruthless mercenary cleric in the land.
The most ruthless, whatever it takes to kill the undead. Don't care what it takes to get there. Murder an entire village of 5-year-olds? That's fine. Do I get to kill 7 undead? Worth it.
If he's the most dangerous version of lawful good ever.
All right. So, you guys know at this point she's agreed to it, and she left. She's done.
How agitated did she look
I don't want
leaving?
to do these assholes anymore.
Oh, from your conversation, at the city hall, she wasn't thrilled about the idea of hiring you guys anyway. This was being pushed by the mayor.
You know what? For the first time, Bjark is following Raiden. Whereas
So
before
dangerous.
he was making fun of Raiden and like throwing him into the mud and being like, "Fight, you pansy bitch." Now he's like, "Where we going, Raiden?"
All right, so
Character development.
No, Raiden has started to learn. It might not be Raiden's course, but Raiden understands Bjark's course. And Raiden, I believe, is taking full advantage of Bjark's course here. That is my understanding of it.
Whatever you thought.
Yeah, no, I'm not against
Why
it.
not?
It's a good idea. It's a good idea for Raiden, too. It's a great idea.
all right, so from what you guys heard, and other information you would have gotten throughout the week, the catapult that had been tried to be set ablaze, it was to the north. I guess in case you're not zoomed in there. The ballista that had fallen apart on the first day was there, and the armory that had been raided was there.
Library?
The armory.
Let's stop. Never mind.
No, there's the library's below that. It was near the library.
I was thinking, why isn't there an armory in the library?
The weapons are in there, part of their religion.
This is my religion.
This is my religion. What was the last occurrence, Rob?
Notes here.
Yeah, I'm looking back down the notes on Breovian. Oh, it's on the other one.
The catapult on the north side was the last one.
Okay. I think we should probably head there. Maybe we can find out some information from anybody who had seen anything, hopefully. What do you think?
That being where, specifically?
Up there.
As opposed to there.
That was the armory that had been broken into early in the week.
Yep, I understand that. I'm just trying to understand the logic between examining a catapult versus examining the armory that was broken into right next to the library.
Sure, I'm just looking for the only logic I have is the most recent occurrence. That's all. We could try and just kind of organize with, I don't know, I suppose a captain of the town guard and try and see what details of information they do have, and maybe we could have your best friend talk to some of his let's say less savory connections.
No, that makes sense, because we could always head down the river and see what's going on at sea. So I get that.
Why do my connections have to be shady?
There's nothing shady about
Please.
them. They're just making sense.
You met Skyrim yesterday. I mean, he was perfectly fine.
That dude had a shadow. He had two shadows. He was so shady. That actually doesn't make sense if you
Rob,
think about it.
Yeah.
Wait, was Skyrim shady or is he normal?
No. He's one of the lead dock hands that will he helps run the North Docks.
Yeah, Kelly, you're being a little judgmental, alright? I need you to get all the way off my back, please. Thanks.
I sent you some additional information. I don't know. Because they haven't gleaned, the rest of the party hasn't gleaned that.
Honestly, but
Where are we right now? We're at the Shady Lady? Oh.
You're at the Green Cow.
Green Cow.
And where is that on the map?
It's towards the center.
Okay.
It's also closest to the catapult incident.
Yeah, then that makes sense.
how about we check the catapult out and then also check the armory?
Agreed.
That sounds good. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
let's go. We not sit around.
All right. So you guys make your way through the city. It's still raining. Some thunder and lightning going on. So not a lot of movement out in the streets. You guys get to the catapult. You can see, the charred pieces of the catapult that had been burned down. But they're fast constructing, almost complete, with a new one in its place. And despite the weather, there's guardsmen and workers out there working on it.
Can we determine how it was burned down?
I like how it was burned all the way down while there were guards here. Like, no one put it out.
Make a how do you want to? I'll let you guys kind of shape how you guys want to investigate it using things that you're proficient at.
Yeah, I'll straight up investigate. I'm proficient at that. Anybody else want to help?
I can assist, Corwin. I'm proficient as well.
So roll it at advantage then, or?
Yep.
That's going to be a 20.
All right. So, especially with your keen senses, as you kind of pick up some of the burnt materials and you're kind of sniffing at it, you're not quite able to identify it, but you're picking up something that's not just burned timber.
Like an accelerant, maybe? Okay. Can we query some of the guards and ask them if any of them saw anything or were here when it happened, or know if they know anything? We were hired to investigate this, and we're trying to solve the problem here. Do you guys have anything that could help us?
Just roll a general charisma check.
That's not a good roll for me, but I'm not proficient at it. If there's anybody else that wants to help, so I roll a 15.
All right. So,
Hey, Rob, I'm gonna add to them. If you people were on this crew when this was destroyed, you understand that the suspicion is on you right now. So it would be in your best interest to help us find out who was responsible for this.
Valid point.
So make it with advantage, Orwin.
Okay. Still a 15.
Yeah, well, it was good, worth a shot.
So the guard that you were speaking to, kind of looks over at Achilles. I wasn't even on duty that night. And as he says that, another guardsman comes up and he says, "No, I was on duty that night. It was dark. We had all the torches, facing towards out from the wall. I didn't see anything. I don't believe any of my companions saw anything, but I did hear it sounded like glass breaking. And then I heard the glass break. I turned around and the catapult was ablaze."
Didn't see anybody.
Turned around, so they were hiding behind a corner of a building.
Kellic approaches the burn site and starts to look around for pieces of glass to see if they can possibly identify specifically what this was. It sounds like it was some sort of delivery mechanism.
So with Corwin's investigation check, you'd be able to find some pieces of glass where.
Pretty common, doesn't look like any specific colored glass or anything like that would have come from an area.
Looks like it could have been from a small bottle or a vial of some kind. Kind of hard to tell with the remaining pieces.
Okay.
Hey Rob, just a logistics question. How far are those those buildings or whatever that are behind the catapult? I mean, what's that distance?
They'd probably be about. Well, I think I did put a scale on these. I don't think that's quite accurate. It'd probably be a couple 100 feet.
Okay, so not close enough that somebody could have hidden and probably hit it with throwing something. So
at least not normally.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I had a water balloon launcher.
Kellic, are you wanting to make some type of roll on the glass?
I kind of was. I was looking to see if I could discern if there was any markings. Sometimes tradesmen, marking productions on those things. But if it's kind of ununique, I don't know. Yeah, but we could. I don't know. We can see.
Well, pick something. I'm letting you guys kind of be creative with how you want to investigate it.
Yeah, so I'll investigate the glass and see if, from the pieces that I've collected, if there's any type of tradesman marking or unique factor that would help identify if this was purchased somewhere.
Yeah.
What skill do you want to use?
Investigation. That's a nat 20.
Hey, there it is. All right, so as you kind of look at as you look at it, you can see some crystallized residue on the inside. You don't discern any markings on it, but you pick out kind of this green crystallization, kind of caked to the inside of the glass that kind of takes you back to some of your classes at the academy.
Ah.
I wonder if our buddy that we did the work for that gave us the potion that we helped him out, I wonder if he could maybe identify.
I think that's a really good idea, Corwin. Maybe the alchemical solution that was used might be unique to this.
So this is all the favors.
So you want to try an Arcana check to see if you remember?
Oh, certainly, absolutely.
Maybe roll. Sold it.
Maybe we could. Yeah, maybe we could do that.
What was that, Achilles?
I was just going to say maybe Rolo sold it to the person if it was locally purchased.
Yeah, I like that idea too. Yeah, maybe I can see if I can pick out something on this in our Arcana check, and if it doesn't turn out, we could take it to Rolo for better, subject matter expertise.
Yep, go for it.
24.
I think that's
And then
your.
he sells it to you for 1 silver. That seems fair.
I think
Rather, 22. 22. Sorry.
Is this your first Arcana check you've succeeded on?
I do believe it is.
All right, so the kind of that crystallization is common with lower forms of alchemist fire, but kind of surveying the wreckage, so to speak, you can kind of tell that this seemed to be a little bit more potent.
Yeah, I definitely think this. I relay that to the group. That this seems to be some type of concentrated form of that, likely. Maybe talking to Rolo, he might be able to supply some insights around the city who might be purveyors of that. I think that might be a good option.
I'm picturing the green stuff from Game of Thrones.
You're dead on the money.
What was that called? Dragon's Fire or something like
Dragon,
that?
Greek, well, I think it's normally Greek fire. Yeah, it's supposed to be Greek fire.
Well, not in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I don't think Greek fire exists. At least as Greek. Anyway, all right, so...
Where's Rolo? Where's his place? Close.
So he's back towards the market by the
The
tavern.
Dark Horse, yeah.
I say, I don't know. Do you all think there's anything else that we can be found out here? Maybe talking with the guards. Does anybody have any other ideas? Otherwise, we can head to go talk to Rolo at the Dark Horse.
Only thing I might suggest is look at the ground, any type of footprints that we can take note of.
Oh, yeah.
Make a... Whoever is proficient, if somebody's proficient in survival, would like to take a crack at this. Given that it was still, 2 or 3 days prior, it will still be at disadvantage, but you can make the roll.
Plus rain.
Yep.
Yeah, for a few days.
I'll give it a shot, Rob. You said at disadvantage?
Yep.
I'm proficient. Can I assist him to make it a straight roll?
I'll allow you to make your own check at disadvantage. Just like I said, a couple days later, rain.
All right.
This would be difficult.
I just see a bunch of muddy footprints.
I ended up with 4.
I was 3, so.
Yeah, it's hard to make out. Differing. I mean, there's footprints kind of coming and going in multiple directions, and they all just kind of run together. They don't file in single file, walk in single file line to hide their numbers.
Let's take the potion to Rolo, go to Rolo and see what he says.
Agreed.
All right, so you guys make your way back. No change to the outlook on the streets. Still, about mid-morning at this point. You guys are probably only there about 30, 45 minutes. You open the door to the Dark Horse General Store, and through the making your way through the shelves. As you kind of walk by, those of you that have been in there, you notice the weapons and armor are shelves are mostly empty at this point. And you find Rollo as you have found him, where you have found him, the last several days. He's hard at work at his little alchemy station, brewing potions. You see a big vat of a red liquid, and a few other colors in smaller vats that he's working on separately. He does not seem to notice you guys coming in. He's very focused on his work.
So, as a going in, hail him, trying to not do so to startle him, knowing that potion making is quite a painstaking process, and approach him with this information about this dragon's fire breath alchemy thing. And I don't know, I lost the terminology with all the Game of Thrones references, and see if he knows where we might go. Alchemist fire, then, and see if he knows where, if that's something that's locally supplied, or if that would be something that someone had to make, and if he knew anything about those people.
He kind of looks up in surprise. Oh, Master Kellic, welcome. I see you brought your friends with you. What? Yeah, let me take a look at it. And he takes the pieces of glass. He kind of takes it over to his alchemy station. He puts it under a magnifying glass. You hear him kind of humming to himself. He picks up a small scalpel and scrapes, the insides of the glass, to get some of that crystallization off. He goes, well, this is definitely was a thing of alchemist fire, but this is some potency that I have yet to be able to achieve on brewing something similar. This was very strong stuff.
Do you know where did you
find it?
Well, we actually have an understanding that this was used in some of the sabotage. I don't know if you've heard some of the rumors that are going on around Greenland, but this was used specifically to burn one of the catapults on the north end of the city. And we're trying to figure out if we can, where this is coming from, who's supplying it, so that we can put an end to this, hopefully.
Well, not to brag, but I'm probably the most accomplished potion master here in the city, and I'd like to see. I'm probably going to go up there and see if I can find some more pieces, so I can try to discern how this was made. Because I have, like I said, I haven't been able to accomplish something this potent with this particular brew. And it's very disconcerting that this was used to sabotage something helping defend the city.
It sounds like it came outside, doesn't it?
Yeah, most definitely.
Hey, Rob, is there an insight check on that to see if he's covering his tracks or not?
Sure.
That's a good point. Good idea.
Go for it.
22.
He appears to be very sincere.
I'm so glad Hyman thought of that, because I was just like, yeah, he's a straight dude. It's like, it's not possible that a shopkeeper's lying about possibly incriminating products that he sold to someone under intimidation. Oh, man. Now I'm at my wits' end.
Do we want to go to the armory and just kind of take this piece and take it with us and go check something else out?
I wanted, I think that might be the best step, Corwin. As we proceed out of the shop, unless someone else has some business here, I was going to approach Raid and see if maybe he had gotten any information or could make some contacts with some of the individuals he knows around the city about such things.
You already owe me money for me getting Skyrim.
That was excessively broken up, and all I heard was someone owes me money.
I said you already owe me money for getting Skyrim to talk to you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There is no owing of money here.
Hey, Rob.
You think I do favors for free?
Yeah.
It's cute.
In that same vein, I had put a note in there about that I had been like hanging with the urchins and like some of the homeless like kids in the city.
Mhm.
I'd like to check with them. I would like to check with some of my contacts there because they usually don't miss a trick and know everything that's going on to see if they have if any of them saw anything or have any insight into what happened.
All right. Make a persuasion check at advantage with your background.
Okay, what is persuasion's not good. I didn't roll well. Let's see, persuasion. Yeah, it's a 13.
13. All right. So, are you guys at the armory, or are you just walking through the town at this point?
We're headed to the armory.
Headed to the armory. Okay. So you get some indication that some of the lower key members of the city that you kind of become friendly with have they don't know anything about the catapult. They typically stay away from the wall, but they did see some figures walking through. Hold on. Walking through the kind of staying in the shadows the night that the armory was stolen, and they seem to have been carrying bags heading towards the bridge.
Hey, Rob Kellick and I spent a lot of time at the library over the last few days. Would we have noticed anything hearing that would jog our memory that we saw as suspicious?
No, because this was all at night that they saw it.
Then they don't
closed.
they don't have any more details about appearances. Obviously, if they were in the shadows, just that they were carrying bags.
Right.
What about size? Humanoid sized or?
Yeah. They. I mean, from what they could see, they would have been probably assumed to be human.
Okay. Okay.
Shall we continue to the armory?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so you guys make it to the to the armory, and as you kind of come around the corner, you see a kind of about a boy about 12, 13 years old kind of comes darting out of one of the alleys and kind of knocks into the raid a little bit, falls into the mud, and kind of looks surprised up at him, and then gets up and runs off.
You ran into Raid?
Yep.
Great.
Might want to check your pockets, Ray.
Run away from. Yeah. Do I need to roll anything for that?
Just a second.
It's a passive perception check.
Yeah. What is your passive again? 13.
I think
Mine's 12.
Which one is 14?
All right. So you check your pockets, and everything seems to.
I said that we don't want to try to grab him as he's moving past.
Oh, okay. Make a dex check.
16.
So right as he kind of stands up to run away, you're able to grab him by the wrist.
All right. Right. Raiden will force the face. And then let's out.
You're breaking up.
I'll basically force the kid to face him and then stick his hand out.
Stick your hand out for what? I mean, he's just looking at you. You know, he almost looks terrified. Sorry, my lord. I didn't mean to run into you. I didn't see you.
Sure, give it back.
Give what? I didn't take anything.
I'm gonna do insight to see if he's telling the truth or not.
Yeah.
21.
21.
Yep.
He appears to be telling the truth, but you do notice that his eyes kind of dart towards your waist on the right side a little bit when he tells you that.
I'll check my right side.
Are you still holding on to him?
Yeah. Fucking hiccups.
Check your messages.
Check your messages is the equivalent of the walk around table whisper.
Yeah. We tried that the first session with the stream going to a different channel, but that completely messed up.
Oh yeah, the display.
For Bajark.
Have mercy on the production man.
Raid glances down and lets the boy go.
And then he kind of stumbles again as he slips in the mud and just takes off running.
I'll ask Raid, what was that all about?
Turns and starts walking. It's like, you should know, some people struggle. Then he starts walking off.
Right, okay. So you guys are at the armory. There are two guards posted outside. And yes, okay, I assume you guys are being attentive to to what it looks like out there. The two guards are standing outside the door. The doors are closed, but you can tell that the lock is busted.
We're here on official town business. On the behalf of the mayor, we're investigating the break-in at the armory. Were either of you here when that happened, and can you tell us anything about it?
No, we weren't here. This isn't a problem we usually have, so there wasn't even anybody guarding the building.
You mind if we take a look around?
By all means.
All right, so we'll go in. I'll do some investigation. Anybody want to assist?
Yep.
It's going to be an 18.
Okay. So what exactly are you checking?
I'm just looking for clues as to, like what people might have left behind, or, just maybe look at the like how the break in, like look at the lock to see how they, like how did they break? Did they just bust open the door? Does it look like it was picked? I mean, just things like that might provide just some insight into, kind of the nature of how they got in and things like that. We can start with the lock in the door. Was it was like picked open, or was it picked, or that type of thing.
All right, so the lock was so as you kind of examine the lock, you see scratches as if somebody had been trying to pick the lock. But then, as you discern from the fact that it's broken, that there's some frustration being had, and they eventually gave up on trying to unlock the door and just busted the lock open.
Okay. So thieving is probably not their strength.
How good a quality is the lock?
It was a pretty hefty lock. I mean, while security obviously wasn't something they were super concerned about, it was an armory. May not have been guarded, but they had the doors are 2 to 3 inches thick, iron with iron framing on the doors.
Does anyone stay in the armory? I mean, no one's like sleeps. There's not like a place there, like whoever mans it or like would stay there. He would like leave it at night, I'm assuming, and come back. Like they would leave it unmanned at night.
Only if equipment's needing to be issued out.
Okay.
And Corwin, you'd also, as you kind of as you're walking through the armory, it looks like most of the stock had been replaced. Some of you might recognize some of the weaponry from Rollo's shop. Near one of the shelves that have had the spears kind of mounted on the wall in their little rack, you do find a bit of hair.
Oh yeah, that sounded really weird. Investigate the hair, I guess. Like check it out. Like try and discern, is it from something specific, or if it was torn off of an accent on a piece of armor or something. Something.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
I'll assist.
Advantage then?
Yep.
What color is it, Rob?
All right, so it appears to be just kind of a brunette color. Seems to be human hair, a couple inches long. If you would look where you saw it, it looked almost as if the small bit of skin and some dried blood on kind of one of the racks, as if somebody might have bopped their head, because it's about head level for an average sized human.
Ooh, Corwin, this looks like it was off of someone's skull cap. I think I remember you mentioning that when you are in like tiger form that you can smell things better. Is there any way you can use that to like maybe track them? I don't know if that's something you can do. I don't know if cats are especially good trackers.
Yeah, I don't have to be. I always have the heightened senses, so I don't have to be in my hybrid form.
So don't break wind around you, okay?
I mean, I can, viscerally smell it and see if there's anything. I'm not a bloodhound, but if there's anything that wise I can get. What would I do to that, Rob? Would that be like
that would still be perception. So, and because it's a smell, you get it with advantage, correct?
Right.
Okay.
It's going to be a 14.
Okay. So it definitely smells human to you, and you can kind of catch a faint whiff of it, in the air. It's definitely muted due to the rain, but you are able to kind of pick it up in the air a little bit.
Like enough that I could maybe follow it?
You can certainly try.
Okay, how would I try? Do I need to roll again or?
So it takes you out for that one. I mean, that would kind of take you out towards the library, to that kind of that path. So you just roll in.
Coupled with what you said earlier, Rob, you mentioned that they had spotted people escaping, or that they had reports of people carrying bags and stuff. Does that follow the same logic that was in the same direction from this?
What'd you roll again?
I only rolled a 12 that time.
Okay, so yeah, you kind of start getting it towards the to the east there, which would have kind of been on track.
They said the bridge, right? They were headed towards the bridge.
That corresponds with the other location that it had. Why can't I think? Sabotage, Rob.
What was it? The ballista?
No, the ballista would have been east towards the wall. This is heading back towards the coast.
Okay.
Oh, okay, west. Okay.
Yeah, the bridge that they saw that they said they were heading toward. They said it was the Beachwater, which is that one.
Oh,
right
Beachwater
there.
Bridge. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we know kind of the direction they went. Maybe we should go and query some people over there and see if anybody saw any.
Certainly.
Or do we want to check out the ballista while we're here?
The bridge.
Bridge?
Sure.
All right, can we head towards the bridge and kind of be checking on the ground, just on the way there to see if there's anything, of interest?
So yeah,
might have been dropped or.
So you kind of follow you start to kind of lose track of it when you enter the kind of the more open areas, but you kind of keep following that same line and you kind of pick up hints of it there, and then you kind of lose it again. But then here, you catch it on the bridge, and so what do you do now?
Someone looked over and say, "Hey, if you find the scent under the bridge."
Under the bridge?
Yep.
Okay, I can check.
Both sides or which side?
Well, he said under, right?
Well, yeah, but the river kind of goes underneath it, so there's room, kind of on the river bank there.
Yeah.
On the south side.
Yeah, I'll check both, but I'll start with the closest side that we're on.
So when you're as you check the south, you kind of get under there. You can see kind of an open drain coming out from under the bridge. Looks like it leads into some type of sewage drain from under the city. But you don't catch it on the north side. But as you kind of come around, when you cross the bridge to the north and come around the corner there, you catch the scent again, and you go underneath. You see kind of the same setup as on the south side. Large opening for drainage from the sewers, and you catch the scent of around that area.
Okay, cool. Is there any grate or anything, or is it just open?
Right where you can see, it's just open.
Okay. All right, who wants to go down the sewers?
Assuming it's big enough for a humanoid to get in.
Yep.
Kellic looks less than thrilled about this.
I'm going to activate my globe. I'm assuming it's dark in there.
Yeah. Some of the light from out from the opening, shines in, 20, 30 feet.
Okay. I'm going to activate my drift globe so it'll follow me.
Okay, just 1 second. Buddy. Roll 20 is being dumb. What's for you? Step to the side real quick.
Oh, cool.
Sweet.
And that's right where we came in, Rob.
Screen. Oh, there it is.
Oh, he's not there.
There he is.
Probably going to have to keep helping move the camera for Brijart for a moment.
Okay. That's where we came in, right there.
Yeah, had to find a map that mostly worked for my purposes, so it doesn't quite accurately represent the entrance there, but good enough.
Okay. And so does it just one way? Tunnel just goes one way down?
Yeah, so you can kind of see, so going forward and out will be, the mapping of the sewers there.
My left.
Yep.
Okay.
And just to help kind of make a kind of a turn order here for this, how we're going to do is you guys will set up your order of movement, and that's how we'll proceed, through exploring, so everybody's just not, doing their own thing and jumping over.
Are we going to do that through an initiative roll or what?
No, you guys decide, the
I gotcha.
order you guys are moving in, and that's how we'll
Okay, that makes sense.
kind of your line.
I'm happy to be near the front, but I'd like to have somebody with some high passive perception up there with me. Would be great.
Kellic, I say I can volunteer some help with this, and he manifests a small celestial bat. And I say, this is Arthur. He can travel ahead a little ways and give us at least some advance warning on what might be up there. But he's also just a bat, so I think having someone up at the front with Corwin might help as well.
Achilles can move up there with it.
I missed that, Ray, but I'm sure it was a very astute comment.
Achilles can move up front with him.
Okay. So that if we're at the front, that'll be the two of us, and then I'm going to move my token up so we can just kind of establish a marching order here.
Is that Arthur? I was like, whoa!
It was so big.
It just got real.
How many hit points does he have?
He has one.
Thought so.
That's your familiar?
What's his armor
It
class?
is. A moment. Let's see. All right, so if you go off the actual creature, Rob, the creature has so it's a 12 armor class, and I think you only hit points are 1, so 12 armor class, and he gets advantage on hearing checks, and he can see as if he had blind sight, so because he has echolocation. And as soon as Kellic manifests him, he kind of leans towards Hyman and says, "Hey, I'm going to hold on your shoulder because when I look through Arthur, I cannot necessarily see." But he's going to keep it quiet enough that it's not common knowledge to the rest of the group.
I got you.
And you should have control over him.
Awesome. Kellic gives Raid a rather dirty look, but then just kind of smiles and says, "I didn't just realize that your powers of perception were that low that you would not realize that I could work magic."
Didn't you just pass your first Arcana check?
I'm better at potions.
Uh-huh.
All right, so if you guys want to set up your, what's your direction of travel there, and
Yeah, so I think we determined that Achilles and I are in the front, so whoever wants to just line up behind us, and then we'll just go with that. And we're going to the left.
so go ahead and see what you find.
Okay. You're going to put the bat out, and
Yeah, Kellic, you should have. Yeah, cool.
Awesome, that works.
Alright, so I'm going to move.
And Kellic's just going to stay co-located with Hyman, pretty much. And unless Hyman recklessly charges forward into battle.
I'm going to follow the missing man.
Oh, Rob, does it go up like that?
I don't know. Does it?
Is that where we're going to follow? Oh, yeah, well, I see it. Okay, so we'll follow that path. Okay. I'm just making sure that it's like...
I'm going to try and keep Arthur about 30 to 50 feet ahead. I can keep him out to about 100 feet, so.
Okay, I'm going to move into this room to give other people room to get in here. Of course, having... Let's have, at this point, I'm just going to wait for... hold on a minute. Let me see. I'm going to wait for Kellic to catch up with us so he can send his bat ahead and kind of report back before we go up that way.
So you guys are walking. I mean, depending on how familiar your characters might be with sewers, I mean, it's very well laid out. I mean, it's kind of dank and musty. It is a sewer after all, but it's seems to be in pretty good condition, very well laid out, very old, but relatively good condition.
Okay.
I always like to see when a city keeps its municipal projects in good order.
And I'll be talking to Kellic and say, "I can see something to the left and right. Have you looked at both sides, Kellic?"
I haven't sent Arthur down the right yet, but I can very quickly. He's got a relatively quick fly speed.
You are able to see the vision through Arthur, right?
I can. It's
Okay.
It's really crazy looking, but yes. I think I see some bars off to the left. As I describe everything as kind of as he's flying along to Hyman kind of out loud.
Yeah, those are what you're seeing. Those are kind of like our grates.
Okay, I'm gonna
Kellogg's
send
closing
him
his
back.
eyes as he's describing
I'm gonna send him back down the right side. I'm gonna relay to Hyman that just the area to the right tied in with where we initially came down, and I'm gonna send Arthur back down to the left.
And of course, I'll announce it down the hall where everybody can hear.
Rob, is he? So he's a tiny beast. Could he slip through those bars?
No, I mean he would have to, kind of latch onto it and kind of pull himself through.
Oh, most certainly.
Is there a walkway? Is there a walkway around them, or is it accurate? Like what we're looking at? Okay.
Yeah, the grate's only kind of in the sluice there.
Okay.
You still have the pads, and it's it doesn't look to be that deep. You guys can see the bottom, and the drop from the ledges that you're walking on to the bottom of the sluice there is only about 5 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and come around the corner here. Is this have we come to a dead end here, or let's see here? Okay, no, it keeps going. Okay.
The mapping's catching up. Yeah. So Arthur's. I'm gonna send Arthur to the south of there to scout ahead.
I'm gonna keep going.
Rob is as Arthur's like kind of flitting along here. He's like flies along for like 10, 20, 30 feet, and then he'll land. He'll stop and listen, and then try and discern anything that's kind of going on because he understands that he is pretty daggone small.
I'll see if I can pick that scent up, Rob.
Okay, Chris, are you on Roll20, or are you just chilling in the back there?
I'm trying.
Okay. I'll move you guys up.
Thank you. Raid will be in the very back, though.
I did not pick up the scent at all. Is that an exit right there, right here, or what is that?
Just kind of stairs going up to that little platform there.
Okay. We want to continue south. I guess we can go around the grate and continue down. Well, all right. I'm just gonna keep going.
Impale 3 times.
I'm gonna keep going.
Hold on. Raid completely.
Okay, yeah.
hitting some technical walls.
Set off
I didn't even know where your token went.
I'm still in the opening room.
Oh good lord.
Oh,
There's George.
there
Right.
it goes.
Whatever.
Okay.
I'm in. Okay, there it is.
All right. So you guys did not come across anything there, so we will move on to the next one.
I'm.
Raid, are you having some issues?
Like, I don't know where my token went.
It's with us now.
You're with
Yeah,
us.
it's with us now.
Yeah, my screen basically cut off, so like I could see Greg was at the very very bottom. However, like it was like the map didn't continue. It was just like, oh no, you're at the bottom of the map.
I think he's opening up a new section.
Yeah, here we go.
And
Yeah, I'm refreshing.
yes, Corwin, you are picking up the
Percent.
scent, and it
Okay.
seems to be getting a little bit stronger.
Okay, I relay that to the rest of the party.
Very good. It's kind of odd with the bat, Rob. It
That's an issue a little bit.
is back in
he's
the
back.
fight.
Yeah.
Player one has returned to the fight.
Maybe. All right. So as you can see, as you kind of start moving forward, you came across some torches, and
Ooh.
Arthur would be, especially where he's at now, might be able to see and can hear some.
Oh yeah.
Some talking.
He sees them. All right, so I relay that through to Hyman to the rest of the group that Arthur is going to kind of flutter up ahead, but he definitely sees two individuals down the end of the tunnel.
Okay, do we want to try to go in stealthily?
I would recommend it.
Alright, I think I'm proficient at that. Yeah, I am. Okay. That roll. I'm not. I'm not going to be very stealthy. I'm a 9.
All right.
We're gonna roll as a party.